Amanda there with Flavor Flav. I mean, I wouldn't mind every time they send me anywhere. I always end up going, you know, minicabs or something like that. Anyway, our first guest tonight started out singing with Bow Wow Wow back in the early 80s. His band Culture Club went to #1 in the charts with their third single, Do You Really Want to Hurt Me, back in 1982. And then came stardom and all its pitfalls. His latest band are called Jesus Loves You, and the man is Boy George. Nice one. See, at least you still remember who you are.
Well, of course. Looking like this, they couldn't forget me,
It's not like you're Frank Ifield or something, is it? Now, I mean, Culture Club were absolutely massive in the day and everything. Do you find it kind of hard to deal with living a normal life now, even though you're not...
Well, I don't think I really lead a normal life, but I mean, if you're talking about do I find not being as successful as when I was in Culture Club a bit boring? Sometimes, yeah, but I mean, I make good records. You know, the records that I make now I think are better than the ones I made in Culture Club. It's just that when you start out in a group, you know, you're a new thing, so you've got that kind of added bonus of being something new and interesting. And I'm kind of like, I've been around for a while now, so it's kind of not the same thing. You can't really be what you were before, and I don't think I'm really trying to be, you know. I'm doing other things now, you know what I mean?
Are you waiting to make a kind of second comeback, though?
Well, I don't really feel like I've been anywhere, do you know what I mean, to come back from, you know. I mean, I've been like, I mean, I run a dance label called More Protein, you know. We've had sort of like a few quite successful dance records. Everything starts with an E, if you heard of that, and we've got a record at number 47 in the dance chart this week with Eve Gallagher. So, I mean, I'm busy, you know. I might not look busy, but I am quite busy. I feel like I'm explaining myself to you.
Well, no, I think you ought to. You ought to.
I think you should explain yourself to me for a start.
No, wait, come on. Be fair. No, but I mean, a lot of people now, if my mum is watching this now, she'd be looking and pointing at you and saying, I bet that boy George has got a few bob.
Well, I have. But unfortunately, it's all tied up. No, I mean, it's... I mean, I don't think anyone who makes records does it purely for money, you know. I think that, you know, obviously that's a nice side of it, but you do it because you like making records. I mean, if I did it for money, I would have given up 3 years ago, you know, with the sort of, you know, with the lack of support I've had from Radio 1.
What would you do?
Whitney Houston doesn't have any problems. She arrives here at 10:30. I've been here since 6. Why British?
What would you do,
Just
though?
a joke.
What would you do, though, if you could start all over again and turn the clock back to 1982? What would you do differently to what you did?
Well, I wouldn't do much differently, but I think I would definitely have talked less to the media. I think that's definitely something I would have avoided, like talking to the press. I mean, with the people that I work with now on the label, I try to avoid having them talk to too many newspaper people because, you know, they end up... I think if you play that game, if you look at someone like Gaza, you know, if you play that game, you have to play it full time. You can't sort of let them write about you sometimes and then keep a private life. You've got to sort of be part of that the whole time, and it can get very boring. So I just kind of wouldn't do that again, I think. I would avoid the press.
They're very different in the States, though, aren't they? I mean, could you actually do, like, a big concert tour next week of the States and sell it out?
I played in the States in September. I did, like, a sort of benefit concert there, and that was pretty sold out. But, I mean, I don't know, really, whether I could. I mean, for the last 3 years in America, like, they haven't played any of my records, but Generations of Love is number 17 in the Billboard Dance Chart this week, so... You know, things are kind of looking better over there. But I was actually banned from America for 3 years for my drug offences.
Why do you think your records that you do now with Jesus Loves You aren't as successful?
Well, they're successful because people like them, you know. They sell, but, I mean, they don't get in the charts. But a lot of great records don't get in the charts, you know. It's that whole thing. I mean, I think the problem with England is that people are very territorial and they're very snobby about music. Like in America, people don't have the same snobbery. Like in England, people want to be part of a little sort of lifestyle, like Cure fans, hip-hop fans, house fans, and they don't want to be part of any other music scene, and that's really bad, because there's all sorts of music going on, and there's all sorts of good singers.
Well, we're going to hear some of your music now.
Well, I'm sure they won't like this, but that's why I'm doing it.
No, I'm sure they will.
One, two, three, four. From Bombay to Bangalore, all the Hindus know the score. If you wanna live some more, if you do not take the vow, you can eat the sacred cow. You'll get karma anyhow. Hare Krishna, bow down, mister, we see Radhe Shyam. Woo! whatever else your faith demands. From Bombay to Rajasthan, which I go, Radhe Shyam, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Bow down, mister, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Bow down, mister, we say Radhe Shyam. Bow down, mister, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Bow down, mister, we say Radhe Shyam. Kashmir, they put Ganga in their hair. At the Westerners they stare. Painted tilak on your brow, holding like a lotus flower. It's time to check your karma now. Hare, Hare, Hare. Bow down, mister. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Bow down, mister. We say Radhe Shyam. Bow down, mister. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Bow down, mister, we say Radhe Shyam. Bow down, mister, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Bow down, mister, we say Radhe Shyam. Bow down, mister, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Bow down, mister, we say Radhe Shyam. Mister, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Bow down, mister, we say Radhe Shyam. Thank you.
Is there going to be a remix? That's what I want to know. Bow down, mister. Live on the TV, Boy George there. Now, looking like a contender. Hey, a class act, aren't they? Do you like the Mondays,
Yeah,
George?
I think they're pretty funny. But that goes back to what I was saying about people like adopting a lifestyle. Like, so many people can relate to them. They're such boot boys. A lot of them in this country.
Do you think they're the first genuine yobs that have like made music? I mean, you know, sort of working class kids.
They are kind of unusual, yeah, because it's sort of like they've taken, you know, like kind of a soul sort of idea and sort of they sort of do football. Really good singing over it, but I think they're really good. I think they do it really well.
Anyway, here's something which is a bit different now, George. You'll like this. Time for Les Miserable, and unless someone makes him laugh, apparently he kills himself. And this could replace Vicks as a new way of getting rid of a blocked nose. Look away, though, if you are a bit squeamish.
Les Miserable.
Welcome back. With me now is Whitney Houston, whose sale of 31 million albums makes her one of the biggest selling female artists of all time. Whitney, now the press are always speculating about your private life and everything like that. Does that actually bother you, that kind of thing?
Why repeat it?
Isn't it boring? It's so boring.
Wish they speculate about mine. They all know about me.
They speculated you enough. They need to lay off you for a while. Thank God, right? Yeah, right? It goes along with the business, you know. You know, they say, has he actually wronged me up? Yes, he has actually wronged me. He has wronged me and I wronged him. Yeah.
And if he sees me, he'll probably wring me neck.
Probably.
Are you an Eddie Murphy fan, George?
I like him. I don't like his gay jokes, but apart from that, he's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a bit tired, I mean, but I think he's a good comedian. He's great, you know, and I think it's, you know...
Still a bit dangerous. Well, you might have one time been a Buddhist, George, but reincarnation could never explain why Frank Sinatra keeps coming back as himself, because that... Frank Sinatra?
Frank Sinatra.
Well, was he actually somebody you listened to records by when you were younger?
No.
That's honest.
My mum did.
Yeah.
Well, your mum?
Your mother
Yeah,
did.
my mum loved
My
him.
mother liked Tony Bennett. She listened to Tony Bennett a lot.
Tony Bennett.
You don't know who Tony Bennett is? I left my heart. Come on, you guys don't know that? Tony Bennett, I left my heart in San Francisco. Sorry, you Brits. You missed Tony Bennett.
Philistines. They're all Philistines.
Philistines, I love it.
Yeah, did you? You actually went to see him, didn't you?
Yeah, I've been to see him once, yeah. It was pretty old, though. It was a while ago. It was about 4 years ago. He was good, you know. There's a new guy now called Harry Connick Jr. who's really brilliant. He's like the new Sinatra.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah, we were
like,
just talking
I think
about
really
that.
amazing.
He was the first Bobby Sox, though. He had all those... Yeah, he was the first one to have loads of teenage fans screaming at him.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a good style. It's not really my cup of tea. But, you know. Gladys Knight.
Yeah. Heard it through the grapevine.
OK, well, this might be an interesting little thing. This is, again, from the great USA. The power team. This is the power team. Well, there you go. The power team, they're called in America. Have you come across that kind of evangelism in the States, Whitney?
Not
avoid
me. No. It's the first I've seen of this. You know, using Jesus as a...
Aggression.
Right.
It's scary.
Is that what it is?
Do you think it was aggression as such?
Well, it is kind of, isn't it? I think what it is, it's like a good business move. It's like a way of attracting people that probably wouldn't be into sort of Jesus by using those weights and the sort of muscles.
But at
and
least they're
things.
using the right source to draw the people. You know, Jesus is a good source of drawing in
Do you not think they're
people.
genuine Christians, then?
Excuse me?
Do you not think that they'd be genuine Christians?
Well, I don't know because I don't know how they live their lives.
Can't really say
so
that, can
I
you?
don't
It's a bit
know.
of a
Yeah.
personal thing. You can't really say.
Being a Christian is definitely a personal thing.
OK,
Yeah.
well, moving out away from religion now to outside. That's you've got a new single out at the moment, haven't you,
Yeah,
George?
one-on-one, yeah.
One-on-one. It's nothing to do with John Barnes of the England.
No, I'm not really a
squad, is
football
it?
fan. I've got better things to do with my balls. I worked that one out before, 'cause I heard you saying that in the rehearsal.
Terrible.
Forgive me, I'm being a bit...
Hey, I didn't say that. Not me, kid. It's terrible. Isn't he a caution? Hey, you couldn't have him around your house for tea, could you?
He's
Good.
fun. I
I'm
love it.
house
Hey,
trained.
bit of dance music now. This is time for the word dancers to get their dancing trousers on at one of this week's top 10 dance.
We asked you who said Prince looks like a dwarf who's been dipped in a bucket of pubic hair. The answer is Boy George.
Hey,
Oh, you said that?
Those comments come back to haunt you. It's only a joke. I love Prince anyway, he's great.
you have to say that, though, in case you go to Minneapolis and you're like a candidate for a group
I
kicking.
whistled at him once, actually, but it just gave me a filthy look. I don't think he likes meeting men. I think he just likes meeting
I
women
ought to
that are
say,
smaller than him, you know?
I ought to say, if you have just joined us with me, it's Whitney Houston and Boy George.
He's bad.
I've just actually, in case anyone's just tuned in, telling him that, you know, who it was who was with us.
Take a look at
Spotted you. You've been getting mugged for your autograph all the way through the
Yeah.
commercial
Yeah. That's really nice, though. I mean, that's nice. Exaggeration. Thank you. It's a little exaggerated, but, you know, a few came my way.
break. That was out of the Book of Rock Quotes as well, your thing about Prince.
Oh, right. So that's there
You
forever.
got in the
That's
book
it.
of rock quotes?
I've got a few of them, I think.
Well, anyway, we'll take a look at some of the other showbiz going.
Destruct.
A few star-sensitive stories there. And you actually work for, what is it, BSB, don't
Yeah, I
you?
work for the power station. I do a show on there on Fridays, but we're being axed in 6 months, which is a shame, actually, because, I mean, when I first heard about the merger, I was quite pleased. I thought more people would see the show. I think the music industry needs something like the power station, because they show everything from rap to country and western to, like, African music, and you don't see any of that on these shows.
Have you got any
or the chart
qualms, though,
show.
about working for Rupert Murdoch? Because his
that's-
idea
yeah,
of
I mean-
working lunch is sacking the canteen staff.
Well, I
isn't
mean,
it?
yeah. Well, I don't really work for him. I work for the power station. Unfortunately, we've kind of been tangled up. I mean, I've got a square reel, now it's going to be a Rupert Murdoch square reel, but I don't know what will happen to us. We'll probably get axed. Maybe no more, and I'll just have to go back to my old job of singing.
That's not bad. I mean, we want to hear him, don't we? Yeah. Absolutely.
So sweet.
Absolutely.
Have you ever actually been offered any film roles and stuff like that? Because there was a story in the paper that, you know, someone was
Actually, I
poaching
have.
you.
Word.
Okay.
Well, I don't want any women using my weapon to defend themselves.
How sexist, how
No. Have you got a gun at home, Whitney?
A gun? Nah. Don't need a gun.
sexist. No, they're terrible things.
No, I don't carry guns. Don't keep them around my house. No, I just keep the light of God around me. He protects me. I'll be all right.
Don't stop me getting...
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Say, praise God. Yeah.
They're a cheeky bunch, aren't they? Well, I do actually believe that Amanda has been... As you know, Amanda's been taking Flavour Flav Public Enemy on a tour around London's night spots, and I don't actually know where they are now. Amanda, whereabouts are you?
Well, Terry, of course, the only place to be on a Friday night... Which is exactly where we
I'm good.
That's very nice.
What a surprise, eh,
Oh, what's
Terry?
up, man? Sorry.
It is a bit of a surprise, definitely.
Right, boss.
You'll
What's up,
make
G?
Well, actually, I've got a bit of a...
Yo, what's up,
I've got a bit of a present for you.
Yeah, boy.
This is a word clock for you. So there you are. You can hang it round your neck and...
Isn't it nice?
Yo,
If you ever go up to my part of the country, Manchester, anyone says, have you got the time on your cock? You can say no.
Yo, this is what I call macadocious, latosis, little potions. Wait. I ain't gonna give away my clock, 'cause if I give away my clock, that means I'm giving away all my time. I gotta keep time to myself. I love and everything. What's up?
Thanks a lot for coming in, Flavour. Hope you had a good time
man.
round
Yo, this is an honor to be here, you know what I'm saying? Meet the world famous Boy George, the world famous Miss Whitney Houston, who gives good love, you know what I'm saying?
Thanks to you for coming in, George.
I think it's been real.
And thanks a lot, Whitney. Have a great time
Thanks
while
for
you're in
having
England.
me, really.
And next week's show, we talk to Glinda Carlisle. We've got an exclusive interview with Sean Young, and in the studio I'll be talking to hardcore girl rapper with an attitude, Terry B. And we'll have a Mentors NWA by satellite from Los Angeles. Plus there'll be live music from World of Twist. Amanda!
And if you can bear to watch this show all over again, there's a repeat tomorrow night at 1:40, so watch it then.
I'll come and watch it round your house, Amanda. Thanks a lot. We'll leave you with Whitney's new track from her album, I'm Your Baby Tonight. This is called My Name's Not Susan. Thanks a lot. See you next week.